Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jeffico. My co-host is always Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
Star Trek Discovery, Season 3, Episode 11. What'd you think?
Well, I think we're going to have a fair amount to talk about this episode. There was a lot of interesting things that happened. We're finally getting our answer to the burn. We're seeing Tilly in command. We're getting some Doug Jones action. So, yeah, I think that we've got a fair amount to talk about today.
Yeah, we just start off where we left off with Georgiou's funeral. Stamets telling Adira to go hang out with others. And Gray shows up.
Yay.
Gray's all like, I wasn't happy with not being able to do things. Well, you're dead, dude. Accept it.
Yeah, I mean, I get that would be pretty rough. You're just a passenger. You can't really interact with anything or talk to anyone. That would be that dude's gonna be crazy in a little while, right? Like, that's not great.
That's how Ezri's host turned crazy. Well, he was crazy before, but he probably got worse.
I trust Mr. Booker will be all right.
Culber said he should be fine after a few cycles of DNA recombination.
Oh, good. Then let us see what Ensign Tilly has for us.
Cruz says the marks on the doctor meant that she was pregnant. Stamets says that there's a life sign on the Kiev. And then they just jumped there. Why didn't they go there before? Keep the mission going, guys.
Is that Gray? Gray's here? You're lucky that we are at a memorial service, or I'd be giving you a piece of my mind, right?
Book offers to go in a ship because it's better. You jump out of the nebula because, Saru's risking them. The shields just drop in. It's like they've never been through a nebula before. And it's
I know. I like they're using the spore drive to get everywhere, but I also don't really know why they can't just jump in and out. It's like, okay, we're gonna jump in and beam me down there, and we'll be back in a little while. It's like the shields will last the 1 minute or less it takes to do that.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Book gets back. He needs some DNA recombinations.
Which I think is the same thing that Michael Burnham was getting in the pilot. She got a bunch of radiation from the Klingon beacon or whatever, and there was some DNA recombination or something like that. I think that was.
I just want to talk about what a shitty job that the medical's doing. I mean, yeah, they looked at Grudge and he's fine, but Book's like, he's got other issues. Could you take a look at that? Oh, sure. Why wouldn't you do a full lookup? So Book got the coordinates, so Discovery can just jump in now. The planet is full of dilithium, possibly made of dilithium.
Bonus.
Yeah, and then Saru says the dumbest thing I ever heard. While I'm gone, my number one, Ensign Tilly, will be captaining the ship. Even Vance is just like, what?
Everyone but Saru knows this is a terrible idea. But we're going full bore anyway. We're just doing it.
When you have to defend it to the Admiral and be like, I'm fully confident in her abilities.
What the fuck are these guys doing?
Yeah.
Why is there not a 29th century or 30, whatever the hell century we're in, officer on board?
Yeah, they could easily just add a new person to, adjust them to the climate of the new century and have them leave at the end of the season and give it to the person I don't want to have it.
While I am gone, my number one, Ensign Tilly, will be in charge. I have every confidence in her.
So the Emerald Chain attacked Kaminar, because they saw Saru on the bridge of Discovery, and they're just like, hey, Kelpians, let's fuck with that guy. Vance has half the fleet going there. I would like to go see that.
Yeah.
Can we just follow the fleet?
We do that? Let's do
Check
that.
out Voyager J, kick some ass.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Mikey tells Book, Saru's struggling to be objective, which we're seeing. Doesn't seem to be a qualified captain on this ship, Chris.
No, he's been struggling a bit with captain things, which I think you just have to in order to have Michael Burnham be the main character, right?
Yeah, even next week is like, go save the day, Mike.
Knowing better. Yeah.
First time Giorgio left me in charge. I don't think I took a deep breath the entire 5 hours and 37 minutes she was gone.
She gives Tilly a pep talk. That should be Saru's job, but whatever. All captains are nervous and scared. Have you met Pike?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Pike committed himself to the fucking chair, man. He didn't give a shit. Well, he did give a shit, but he overcame it.
Just being in the chair made all his officers more confident. Like, that's the problem with Discovery. Like, Saru is not confident.
That wasn't the chair I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Bastard. Everyone exchanges looks before they beam in. Mikey and Hugh beam in as a Trill and a Bajoran. And then Saru beams in as Doug Jones.
Yeah! I have no idea why the program bothered to change them, because they were all regular Federation species anyway, but it was neat. Whatever.
Yeah.
It was neat.
Yeah, I gave Mikey a chance to wear a cool jacket.
Culber. You're a Bajoran.
You're Trill. What the hell is going on?
I thought they were going Little Red Riding Hood for the first 5 seconds there, because that was a Little Red Riding Hood.
Well, I mean, I really like the idea of the holodeck racing the kid. They did a terrible job because this kid is a nervous wreck.
I mean, is a holodeck gonna do a better job than that? Like, all things considered, probably acceptable.
The computer's got so many parenting books to go through. It's got all the books that everybody reads, Chris. It should do a fine job. Maybe the kid would be a little bit like too robotic, but
I really, really liked the CGI on the monster.
Yeah.
I thought that was gorgeous.
I
stopped for a little bit and I was like, wow.
Thought it kind of looked a bit like the bad guys on Kaminar, just because maybe that's his bad guy. He's a Kelpian. But yeah,
well, it was from that book or whatever, so maybe it was. Yeah.
Wait!
Things were more covered in oil, but still, yeah, I thought the CGI was cool. I like the staircase that they enter and the floating creatures.
Yeah,
they did a good job. Even the castles later, the two little like towers.
Yeah, with
in
like
the water.
the floating road that was building itself. That sort of reminded me of a video game. That was also really neat looking. I thought the effects in this episode definitely knocked it out of the park.
Got to see a couple different Star Trek uniforms throughout time. One when Kaminar got inducted, which was more traditional, and then one a little bit later than that, and it looked more like Battlestar Galactica, but it had a com badge on, so it counts.
Yeah. And speaking of, Jeff, you're looking very fresh today.
Yeah, you too. I'm liking that blue.
Yeah. Oh, it's good stuff. It's even got the flap on it. I like that. Every time there's a functional flap, it's like, ooh.
Yeah, Lower Decks is doing it right. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Drew finds an elder, talks to him. It's just another program, but he's telling him stuff he needs to know. Burnham finds the kid, pretends to be a holodeck program.
Yeah, she does
Burnham
well.
fake smiling. Hello there.
Hi.
Reset program. Hello there.
Hello there.
Yeah. Stealing my Obi-Wan. The kid's not very observant because at one point the creature's crawling down right in front of him.
I don't know. He's just got to finish building my thing. Whatever the little totem thing was, I guess that'll help.
Yeah. I keep calling him a kid, but he's grown up.
He's like 100 and something.
Yeah. I mean, Baby Yoda's 50 and we call him a kid.
Computer, reset parameters.
Hello.
Hello.
His name is Sukal.
Which apparently you have to name your kid after some sort of tragedy.
Yeah. It makes sense. Outside, we've got Osiris' ship coming in. First, they get Federation signatures, but as it gets closer, it's obvious it's not Federation signature. Her ship's kind of cool. She comes out, calls Tilly out. Correct. She's correct. She's just like, you're not the captain. You're too nervous.
Okay, so I liked Tilly's performance, but I sort of I really dislike how she ended up in the chair. So I think if this was a situation where it's like something bad happened and she just ended up there, like there was some kind of emergency and she ended up in command, and she turned in that performance, I'd be like, boom, that's good. That's why you were on the command training program. That's why you got a future in this. That's why there's alternate universe, sexy mirror captain Tilly that's kicking ass. But I just feel like it's so unearned, just jumping her into the first officer position, that I feel like it sort of taints the performance. Does that make sense to you?
You didn't feel it got earned when they all looked at her and been like, "Oh yeah, you said a
Just said
snippy
it was
comeback."
fine.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Tilly, for saying comebacks and stuff.
Where's the captain?
I'm acting captain.
The Kelpian left you in charge. You are not really captain material.
Yeah. I don't know. Does that make any sense to you?
Well, yeah, like she should not be in that chair. There's 100 people more qualified on that ship, higher in rank.
This feels like she did a good job, and she did it in sort of an awkward, endearing Tilly way. But this really feels like the show trying to justify its decision instead of,
well, like you said a few reviews ago, the popular vote.
Yeah,
not the qualified character.
Yeah, so I wish this had come about in some other way, because it would have felt better to me, showing Tilly's command potential in maybe like an unexpected situation, like just for whatever reason Tilly ends up having to take command for a little bit and something bad happens. That would have been great, but this just feels forced and silly.
There's no way I'm letting you off my ship.
They'll need this medication to survive until Discovery comes back. Reno gave me her badge to transport. I'm not asking for permission.
Hey!
For me, this episode kind of falls apart at the end. We get Adira who goes on Book's ship, beams down, gives them some drugs so that they can survive there longer, because Saru and Hugh are going to stay behind. Book picks up Michael.
That made me mad.
Yeah.
So, like, Saru, fine. That just means we're permanent Captain Tilly now. But Hugh staying behind made me upset. He should be considering Stamets a lot more than this. He has responsibility too. Are they married? Is that Stamets' his husband? Have we actually said this?
Well, I mean, the marriage is null and void because he died.
Okay, yeah, till death do us part. Okay, I'm just going to assume they're married, but that's his husband that he's just abandoning because, this person shouldn't have to be alone. What about your husband? Does he not have to be alone? Does he matter?
Personal relationships above duty?
What duty? He doesn't have any duty to stick around. His duty
there,
was to leave.
He needs to be there for his captain, who's clearly not able to handle being objective.
No, his duty and his mission was to go back to the ship for both of them. And that's bullshit. Yeah, Stamets deserves better, and I think that's out of character.
Maybe they shouldn't be on the same ship. Maybe Picard decisions of moving your girlfriend to another ship is what should happen here.
Maybe. But yeah, that upset me. I when that happened, I was like, no, Culber shouldn't be doing this.
Nah, if Culber went back, he'd have nothing to do in the next episode.
Yeah, not like they ever care. They keep giving all of Culber's jobs to Burnham anyway.
Yeah.
Discovery, if you're listening, Paul, hurry back. We need you.
See, that annoyed you. What annoyed me was Book like, I'm gonna take Burnham back so that we can save the ship, which has gotten taken over by the Osiris and her goons, and they just beamed through the shields.
Yeah, and how about those tentacles? Like, what the hell was that?
Oh, sometimes you just want to hug.
Yeah, like what is
maybe
this?
The tentacles were the only way that she could beam through.
Like, yes, like so she beams all her goons onto Discovery, and as far as I know, shields would be up. Like, we got a shields up red alert. So if that was just always possible, then I don't understand why they ever didn't do that. Like, I don't know. I guess the tentacles would have physically pierced the shields, and then you could send your beam instruction through the tentacle, and like, was that it? I would have liked an explanation on how this occurred.
Yeah, there's a few explanations I would like in this episode. They put a crown on Stamets, which makes him go all crazy-eyed. Just follow their commands.
Yeah, fair enough. Sure.
No security. Non's gone, so no security fight back at all.
Paul?
I guess. I mean, they would have been heavily outnumbered anyway, but maybe that's just cut for time.
This being Christmas, this airing on the 24th, what should have happened, Chris, is they should have beamed into Nielsen's quarters, who was in the shower. That's why we never saw her on the bridge. And she gets out and she just beats the shit out of a guy, and then she climbs into a duct, and we start our Die Hard Christmas.
Someone was saying there was going to be Tilly crawling through the vents next episode with a lighter. I'd watch that. I'd watch the shit out of that.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Spread out, check all quarters, advise people to stay where they are and not to let anyone in. Yes, sir.
It would have been a perfect time for a little Discovery Die Hard Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'd give that to Nielsen.
Okay.
We didn't see her at all.
Who's doing it?
We saw somebody else on the bridge that we hadn't seen before, like saying basically what Nielsen would say. I was like,
see, we got rid of Georgiou, and now this is the perfect thing for her.
Yeah.
The Die Hard, just keep murdering people Christmas special.
And she could have gone quips on everybody. Sick burns, Chris.
Yeah, yeah.
Last big issue here, they spore jump in Osiris' ship. It's not designed for that. It doesn't have a spinny saucer.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, this must be the tentacles doing something. What are the tentacles? Why do they exist? What do they do?
If the new Federation and new technology, the 700 some odd years later, is able to absorb the spore jump technology in an instant, then the Federation should have utilized that when they were back at Starfleet.
I think all that new stuff did was change the interface. Like, I don't think the actual spore drive got touched.
Yeah, but like Osiris is just absorbed. Like, she basically took the spore jump, figured it out in seconds, and then adjusted it to her ship. You telling me the Federation couldn't have done that?
Yeah, that does raise some questions, especially for like this whole, we're moving the whole fleet to Kaminar thing. If you can do something that will allow Discovery to jump multiple ships, then maybe Discovery should be being used like that for ship transport. It'd be like, we can just jump our fleet 4 or 5 ships at a time. Bang, bang, bang. We're all right where we need to be.
Yep.
So what the hell did she do, and why wasn't the Federation trying it? Like, is the chain that much stronger than the Federation? I think they're supposed to be a bit stronger, but not that much.
Yeah, they're supposed to be a threat. I did enjoy seeing Osiris.
Now, tell me, what is it you say when you do your jumpy thing? Anybody? Fine. Get us out of here.
And, it's just chilling on that chair on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Just cocky little bad guy. Gonna get taken down by Mikey.
Yeah, and even she needs to come up with a catchphrase. She's like, "What do you say? What do you say when you do the jump?" They're just like, "We haven't figured it out yet. We're working on it."
Oh, they say black alert, but all right, make it go.
Go.
So, overall thoughts.
There's definitely a lot of fun here. It sort of feels dumb to say these days, but I was really impressed with the visuals this episode, more than usual. I thought it looked fantastic, especially on the monster.
There was more to look at this episode visually, like just in the holodeck.
Mm-hmm. The burn explanation is surprisingly weak.
Surprisingly,
this is surprisingly weak. Like, this is really, like, he just gained a connection with dilithium in vitro somehow. Like, we don't even know. They don't even try to explain. They're just like, somehow. And then he got
get him
mad
sad.
and caused the burn. Okay, you know what? I guess we should just be happy it wasn't Michael Burnham's fault. I'll
Give it
take
time.
that
There's
away from
still
this.
2
That's
episodes.
if it ends up not being Michael Burnham's fault, I will consider that a win, even if it's just like this weird kid in a holodeck sneezed, and that's the explanation for the burn. So whatever. Seeing Doug Jones was fantastic. I liked how he was still doing his wavy Kelpian mannerisms, and I really liked that little bit where the kid was running away, but he had to do the wave really fast to run away. It's funny.
Does he take medicine where his genes epigenetically altered in utero? 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. My friends, the child may be frightened of your true appearance. You will be the first sentient beings he has encountered since the program was initiated.
Like I said about Tilly, I liked what she was doing and the style that she was doing it in. I just really wish we'd come to this in a different way, where it feels more like it just doesn't feel like a desperate attempt to justify their silly decision. Like this should have been a weird situation that Tilly was forced into and then overcame, instead of just something she's being gifted for no reason and barely managing to do. Like it changes the perspective. Like, yes, she barely managed to succeed being acting captain, which doesn't feel as good when she's handed acting captain on a silver platter. It would feel a lot better if she was thrown into it and then, managed to make it work somehow. That'd be like, oh yeah, she's got chops, she's got potential.
Oh, she's 0-1, man.
In her
she
future,
got acting captain. She lost the ship.
yeah, well, before that, she was doing well. Up until that happened.
You're human. What is happening?
Like you said, really awesome to see Doug Jones. So chances are he'll get 2 episodes where he won't have to wear the makeup. Yeah. Like, finally, people can see my face. Nominate me now. Yeah.
And we saw some similar stuff from the Orville. Like, this is always fun when you get to take the alien character out of the makeup. We had Norm Macdonald show up on the holodeck, and Isaac show up on the holodeck as their regular selves.
Yeah. Still never got an explanation for our Selene security officer when she went to go retire with Ricardo. And like the shot of her, she no longer had the makeup on in the sunset. I was like, "Oh, is that going to get explained?" But it never did.
I remember complaining about that. Okay.
Just where this is leading. I know it's the Mikey Burnham show, but Jesus Christ, like, let's just keep building things up for Mikey to fix. Like, as
you know what, I still consider this a win. Like, the burn wasn't her fault. It was really dumb, but it had nothing to do with Michael Burnham.
As a ship's crew, though, does it not feel a bit discouraging that you can't just all pull together and do something? It's always Burnham has to save you.
Well, I'm hoping the next few episodes, or the next couple episodes, will be good, because Discovery started off really strong for the first 2 episodes when Michael Burnham and Discovery were on different ships. And now we're there again, and I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do more of this.
Well, I believe next episode is directed by Frakes, so I've got my hopes high again.
Yeah, we're in a good position to deliver some good episodes.
If anything, we should be popping by Kaminar or something and seeing that fleet. Just saying. You can spend all this money on special effects in the holodeck. Let's go check out these ships again.
Yeah, let's try the big battle for the finale again, except this time let's see what's happening.
Yeah. Sadly, I feel it's still going to be little fighter ships. Well, everybody have a happy holidays, and
Merry Christmas.
See you next week. As always, thanks for watching.